Hey guys, good evening and welcome to my exciting channel. We're discussing Mandela effects into the life. Thanks for joining me today as we uncover the mysteries of the Mandela effect itself and find out the true meaning of it all. We must discover what is really happening, what is really going on here, to change these things that we know and hold dear to us. And let us help others discover the meaning of the Mandela effect and how it affects them and the price of milk. Thank you.
No, I don't take. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well out there. We are back after a 2 weeks, so thank you all for coming. Let's see who
But
all's here right now.
you're back. No, I haven't been anywhere.
Yeah,
Hey
for those
guys.
of you guys who have been on Sandy's channel, watching her show, yes, this is just a continuation. But for me, I took last week off. It was my birthday weekend, and I partied a lot. You know, basically with my kid, and we had a good time. You know, we and Christmas party was last night, so we couldn't do the show last night. So I apologize. I hope you're all doing well.
Yep. So I hope you had a nice
Let's do some shout
birthday.
outs. Oh yeah, it was wonderful. Thank you, Sandy.
You're welcome. Are you
I'm
doing the
counting
shout outs
down
or
to
am I doing the
retirement.
shout outs?
I'm gonna do the shout outs. Daniel Wiley's first one here. General Sorrow, good to see you. High Pockets is here, pushing buttons. Dean Johnson, Red Storm, Sandy, of course, you're there.
I am.
Noise Guru is here.
Hey
Uh,
guys.
hey, Sandy, you've been in Noise Guru's dreams apparently.
I have
You must have
I,
left a lasting impression.
I have some announcements to make before we get into stuff. Oh, I have to
Okay.
send you a picture to show too. When for the
Okay.
announcement. But go on with the shout outs. Go
All right.
on.
Go Kart Bob is here. Go Kart Bob says, I got Brian's notice, but not Sandy's. Um, okay.
It's
Put,
about to
let's see, John. Yeah, you make sure you click on the bell for notifications. Okay. Go Kart Bob. Um, oh, John Knott, I love that song. Shout, shout, let it all out, or whatever. Let it out loud, or whatever. Yeah, I love that one. All right. So, Sandy, you said you were going to share something?
Yeah, I'm getting screenshots to show you, to explain to them what I had to do. Um, well, first off, it's gonna sound weird, guys, but right now, YouTube is holding money hostage for me until next year. Next year, ridiculous. Um, so if you guys want to donate anything, there's links in the description. You don't use that super chat. That thing's horrible. They're literally gonna hold money hostage for me until like February, which is just absolutely ridiculous. And all right, Brian, that's the first picture, that's the second picture, and that's the third picture. Like you're gonna show them in order that I send them. Okay, Brian,
Yeah. Um,
you're
yeah,
sending
okay,
them
I'm
in
going to say
order of what I sent you.
yes.
That's what you're gonna be showing. So you guys know I put up a spread shop. Um, I want to let you know that person who did someone placed an order and they are going to have a one of a kind thing. That's what Brian's going to show. The first one. This is the red and green one.
It's taking me a second just to open it, okay, Sandy? I'll make sure I open them up individually.
Yep. So what he's going to show you is the sticker that was taken down for copyright. And I think the person ordered the green and blue one, not the chillin' and rice instead of the um
Okay, is that the one, Sandy?
Let Yourself Be Lies. Yeah. So this is the one that got taken down for copyright. So I got the idea to turn him into Santa, which is the second picture.
All right, let's see.
That got taken down too. Because they said
No way.
that's still Bing Crosby, even though I made him Santa. So guys, the only way to keep it in the store is the third picture. It's Joey is now Santa. I put Joey's face on there and made him Santa Claus. So now Joey is Santa.
Joey's famous. He's famous now.
But my goodness gracious. What? Hold on. First of all, I set up Nightbot, but I have that turned off. It's not supposed to stop spamming. What? Yeah, I'm turning him off right now. Don't worry.
Wait, what are you talking about? You have a Nightbot?
Yeah, I set up Nightbot to remind people at the end of the show to like the video and stuff like that. Not for it to time out my people. It wasn't supposed to do any of that. All that stuff is turned off. I'm seeing what the default is. No, that's not there. Spam protection. Here we go. Okay. How do I disable? Okay, it's fixed now, Go-Kart Bob. If you could, please type whatever you typed before that had him yell at you. Curious. It should be off now.
All right, do you think it's off?
Yeah, I think it's off now.
Darn robots. Yeah, go, Bob.
Because 9 times out of 10, I'm doing everything behind the scenes. I can't be in the chat anymore. The most I can be in the chat usually is when I'm on Hero Show. You didn't do anything, Go-Kart Bob. The defaults are for it to yell at people for posting emoticons, which is dumb. Thank you, Red Storm. You guys should be good. I just disabled everything. Except for like the 2 reminders I have for like the end of the show. Thank you for checking it. So guys, this has been a Mandela effect in the community for years. I don't know if maybe it's Mandela, it was Moneybags. Somebody found this years ago. I'll be home for Christmas. Bing Crosby. Kelly Finley posted a link in Teresa's group. It's Bing Crosby. And he is singing exactly what we remember. Well, not exactly. It still says on the tree instead of under the tree. But Brian, play the little clip for them.
Okay, tell me if you can hear it.
All right. Are you playing something? Yes, we can hear it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can hear it? Okay.
Yes.
What minute marker? Because I can't play the whole thing.
It's the next line. You're already there. Okay. It was the next line.
Christmas, you can count on me.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
Wow. Count on me. Exactly. Remember, from Bing Crosby, who was the one who first sang "Plan on Me." So I'm in shock.
My heart is having a meltdown here because I can't fathom it being different the way. I mean, this is the way I originally remember it.
I know, that's what I'm saying, and that's the crazy part. We could not find it.
He says, "You can count on me."
Right, and that's the thing. It used to say plan. Now, if you go to his like the Red Album one, it still says plan. If you search YouTube for "I'll Be Home for Christmas," Bing Crosby, the main album will say "Plan on Me."
Okay.
If you want to do a quick search for it.
What we want is the original. That's what we should find.
Yeah, it's the Red Album. The original is well, it's the one with the red background. He's in a Santa hat, or the blue
Yeah.
background. And he's in a suit. But the point is, for the last like 5 years, we've looked for him singing "Count," and it wasn't there, and now it's there. Now it's possible someone used AI to
Yeah.
make him say that.
It's very possible.
It's very possible, but you
For
know what? It's nice.
Christmas, you can plan on me.
Yep,
Yep.
that's the
See.
original. You can plan. He's back to Plan on Me on the original.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy, huh?
It is. Hey, Parody Bear. Hi, General Sorrow. Hi, John Nada. Hi, Jason Arduengo. Go Kart Bob. Hello again. Red Storm.
It's
Hello
definitely a
again.
Sandy. Would you say that's a definite Mandela effect right there? I mean,
Oh yeah, definitely. It was
because
100,000
I mean,
billion% count always.
it was Count on Me.
Hey, pushing buttons. Hi, Noise Guru. Wait, what was deleted by? Oh my gosh, Go Kart Bob's message got deleted by Spambot. I'm glad it's turned off now.
Okay, you have it turned off.
Yeah, it's turned off. Well, no, I
It.
left it. It's allowed. Hi, Daniel Wiley and General Sorrow. Um, I have on where it can post certain sentences that I wrote, but it can't do anything
Mhm.
else. I turned everything else off. I didn't realize there were settings I had to turn off.
Hey, we got Tommy Apples is here. Hey, Tommy Apples.
Hi, Tommy. I can't see Tommy. I'm hoping Super Mario jumps in today because I'm covering
I hope
something
so
for
too.
him.
Guys, we've got a lot to present tonight, so I hope you all have your
A snack, a
popcorn,
drink.
potato chips, drinks, whatever you have.
And some of them, I'm sure, I know some of you have already seen. Some of them, a lot of you have already seen. Not all of you, but a lot of you. Just answer what you originally answered. But we also have a lot of new stuff tonight, so a lot to
Okay.
get through.
Yes. Well, I seen this a while back. I did read about this trend of people that were living in these tiny homes. Sandy.
Turn an alarm off, sorry.
Yeah, recently the trend of people living in these tiny homes has morphed into something even stranger.
Mm-hmm.
People are now converting helicopters into destination Airbnbs, tiny vacation homes for themselves, and even in-law suites. No. Sandy, that looks AI generated. You know that?
It might be. That's not the Mandela. I'm just pointing that out.
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course.
I can't say uh, if it's AI or
Since
not, but I read an
yeah,
article about it. But that's not the point.
yeah, Sandy, I'm still trying to get a hold of one of those DeLorean beds. I want a DeLorean bed.
The lorry in bed.
Yeah, if you can imagine the DeLorean time machine and they converted it into a bed, that would be so awesome.
You hit your
Uh,
head getting out of bed every day.
no, obviously it's not like the whole car. It's just the top part's been cut off, and you've got the mattress and box spring, but
I
you
know. I
got the
just like.
headlights in the front.
I know, John. I just like to try to make him explain it.
So anyway, so this is obviously a new trend. It's not a Mandela effect, but what Sandy's going to ask you guys very well could be one. Now, keep in mind, guys, I haven't seen any of what Sandy has to present tonight, so I'm just as shocked as you guys are. So credit goes to Jennifer M's children. The flying W through the ages. Yes or no? Do you recall either in your past or ever learning about Winnebago selling helicopters to just consumers like you and I? Yes or no? That's what we need from you guys in the chat.
See, now that's what Nightbot is supposed to do, right there. You see that? That doesn't affect any of my viewers.
John Nada says check on Amazon. Check Amazon. Dean Johnson says The Shift is a 2023 American Christian science fiction thriller. In this new movie, the devil is shifting people to various universes to bargain with them. Yeah, Dean, I love that movie. I went and saw it last week when it came out. I saw it this past weekend on my birthday. It was one of the best movies I've ever seen. Really good, guys. You guys should go see it. Highly recommend it. So yeah, yes or no, you guys? Do we have any answers?
Not, hey, Michael Fontaine, not a kit copter, no. Red Storm has never heard of that. Pushing buttons, nope. High Pockets, no.
Dean Johnson says no. Red Storm, no, never heard of it.
Yeah, Noise Guru, they do have headphones you can sleep in. They're like earmuffs almost. They're like pillows for your ears with a speaker in them.
Really? They have those?
They do.
What are they called?
I have no idea. I saw them on Amazon.
Oh, okay. Next time you see it, Sandy, or if you find it, just send me the link.
I'll go look for it right now. Yeah, because Noise Guru wants it too. You can show it on the screen after the presentation.
Yeah, are those the kind you can go to sleep and still have the earbud in your ear?
Mm-hmm. Except I don't think it
perfect.
has the earbud in your ear.
Yeah, but I mean that's perfect because then you can watch TV or watch whatever you're watching without disturbing people, and you can go to sleep in it. I'm a side sleeper. I hope
They
it's
have
okay for side sleepers.
They have ones that's like a sleeping mask and the speakers in the band.
Nice.
I'm gonna send you that one.
All right. So does anyone remember this being part of their past? Because this was actually sold. The heli home or heli camper was sold by Winnebago back in the late 70s for the incredibly ridiculous price of $300,000. That's equivalent to $1.5 million in 2022. And we don't even know what that is probably in 2023 standards. That might be $2 million. I mean, as much as inflation has gone up, you know. Would you buy one of these things if it were available? Like if you had the money, would you buy one of these things? I don't know that I would, but I mean, this seems cool. Like, can you imagine doing an Airbnb now with one of these? So interestingly, no one seems to know the exact years these were sold, other than the late 70s. There's no official info under either name on any wiki that Sandy has looked for or found. Yet there are many ads, articles, and videos on this camper. Unlike the glamping trend of converting helicopters into homes that are stuck in one place, this Winnebago was still a functioning helicopter thanks to their partnership with Orlando Helicopter Airways.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense.
No.
Yes, Christian, hold on for a second. That's one of the links I sent to Brian to show. The speakers you put in your pillowcase. Sorry, Brian, go on. We're talking about
it's okay. I know. When I finish this, I'll share the picture. Thank you, Sandy.
There's three. There's three of them.
Oh, okay, cool. Are you going to buy one, Sandy? You going to get one of those?
No, but you and Noise Guru want them, so.
By the way, I do see a problem right away with Popular Mechanics logo. It's missing the dot in the eye. And despite it gracing the covers of Popular Mechanics, Popular Science, and even Time magazine, surprisingly, the heli home did not take off as their inventors had provisioned. Oh yeah, the gas shortage. Yeah, look at that. In the late 70s, I almost forgot about that. They released this 300K vehicle at the height of the fuel crisis in a recession, and you needed to know how to fly a helicopter if you plan on actually using it. Then you'd also need a place to land it safely wherever you wanted to vacation and needed space to store it. Wow. Can you imagine if you were limited to just 10 gallons of gas? You wouldn't get very far with 10 gallons.
Well, and
Um,
all my cars were 10-gallon tanks, so
I, well, today by
some days.
today's standards, unless you're driving like a Prius or something like that,
That's what I'm
everything usually
saying.
has about 17 gallons.
No, yeah, I don't have big cars. I always have like Honda Civics and stuff. So
Yeah. Well, they
they're
have about a
10.
12-gallon tank actually. Those
They might
vehicles.
now, but like the Ford Escort I had, the
Oh yeah, I'm
original
sure they had
Honda Civic I
10-gallon
had,
tanks.
they were 10-gallon tanks.
Yeah, back then they were. Yeah. Um, in total, 7 to 12 were ever sold. Wow. That's all?
That's all. That's why it might not be a Mandela. It might be info we didn't know. But for Jennifer, she has an anchor memory tied to it. So she believes it definitely is a Mandela. I'm just sending you the pictures instead of the links. So it's easier for you to show.
Yep. And while the camper, so you already read that basically, right?
Yeah, in my own
Okay.
words. Uh-huh. Her anchor memory
All
was her
right.
dad's magazine collection. She doesn't ever remember
Well,
that
of course,
cover.
yeah. I've never seen this either in Popular Mechanics, but I did see some G2 in Popular Mechanics. You could order a G2 helicopter, like the plans to build one. If you wanted to build a personal helicopter. Yeah, I'm curious what you think about this. Do you think this is a Mandela effect, a product that never existed in our past, or do you think it's something we missed due to the rarity of it? Let me know in the comments below. That's a good one. See, we're already off to a good start.
Yep. Well, before you start that one, just show the pictures of the ear thingies real quick that I sent. This is for Noise Guru and anyone else who's curious. Pushing Buttons also mentioned one which I included, which was the speakers for the pillowcase.
Oh yeah, those are cool.
You're not sharing them though.
Hang on, I have to click on. Okay, share this tab instead. There we go.
There you go. So there's this one with controls on the outside. This one goes in your, okay,
Yeah, that one goes where?
in the pillowcase. And they're like
Nice.
memory foam. And then the last one is the weirdest. It's like little pillows for your ears. So you have options.
Okay.
Wait, I sent you the wrong picture. That's just earmuffs. They have ones like that with speakers in it, guys. I sent the wrong picture though. Doesn't matter. Okay, back to the folders.
Okay. So you want to read this one, Sandy, and I'll read the next one?
Sure. Tonight I have a few questions to ask you that all have to do with the classic TV series, The Brady Bunch. And there's going to be another one with the Brady Bunch tonight from Super Mario Brothers 3. I'm hoping he shows up. But I don't think he's going to. The first thing I want to ask you may not be a Mandela effect. It may just be a show I missed. Of the people I showed this to, Teresa is the only one who remembers it, so I'm curious if anyone else does. And credit also goes to Jeff and Teresa for different parts of this.
Wait, what is this? The Brady Kids?
Yeah. Does anyone remember the Filmation Studios cartoon, The Brady Kids? I've never seen this before. I can't see it on my screen yet.
I know I could possibly see like with a Scooby Doo episode or something like that. Because you know they did
Everybody
have
says
like the Globetrotters and stuff, huh?
everybody says it reminds them of Scooby Doo.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Like it looks like Hanna-Barbera.
Exactly. Again, this might just be a cartoon I missed, but I wanted to see what everyone remembers.
I don't remember it at all.
You want to read the chat since you can see both?
Sure. Okay, so
Donata, only Brian can, and I don't think I don't know if you can do it on my channel, but only a person inside StreamYard can, and I
Red
can't
Storm
see
says
that.
I would have seen that, I think, or heard of it. This is the same stream as last week, isn't it? Or just covering some of the same changes? Yes.
The second part, just covering some. We have a lot of new ones
Some
tonight to
of them.
cover.
Yeah, the $1 Million Man was Ted DiBiase, the WWF guy. $6 Million Man was the TV show Robot Guy. Yeah, Nightbot says, remember to hit the like before you leave.
Hey, Gannibal. I did, except I can only start comments when I'm controlling the show, which I'm not. I'm a guest on the show.
It looks like Aladdin with his monkey, Tommy Apple said. Hard to believe he's having a deja vu.
The hat on the bird is the right colors of the Sorcerer's Apprentice.
I just realized that too. I realized that too, Sandy. Yeah, so the Brady Kids.
Yes, we got pictures.
Oh man, this is a tough one. Of course, Teresa would have to come up with this one. Oh man.
Well, the way I see it is, how do you remember the eldest? Oh, and also my iPad is dropping the keys. I don't know why. How do you remember the eldest Brady girl's name being spelled? Marcia or Marcia? But I'm going, like reading the chat, I'm going to say Marcia or Marcia.
Yeah, that's the way I remember it, Sandy.
Marcia?
Marcia.
Okay, well, Pushing Buttons remembers Marcia. Hi, Orion Spar. Hi, says Marcia. John Nada says Marcia.
By the way, Hard to Believe says, I'm so used to stably restreaming old ones. I'm assuming is that old Mandela effects?
What happened is Brian didn't have a show last week, so he's covering the ones he missed.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Some of you guys are probably having a deja vu moment here.
Just answer what you originally answered if you see one you've already seen, that's all. Red Storm says Marcia. Phil Cart Bob says Marcia, Marcia, Marcia. Donata says Marcia, Marcia, Marcia.
Well, mostly everyone is saying Marcia with the SHA, kind of like marshmallows.
I have to agree. I have a dual memory, but Marcia is my first instinct.
Yeah, I've always seen Marcia with a CIA. I don't think I've seen Marcia the other way.
So I honestly have a dual memory on this. I have seen her name spelled both ways over the years. But Teresa clearly remembers Marcia Brady. despite her name always being Marcia. I'm just saying Marcia to clarify. It's still Marcia. Just saying Marcia to clarify.
It's one of those weird names like Sean. You know how Sean you can spell it like multiple ways.
Yeah.
Even Brian, I get that thing where people
The
try to
Y.
spell it with a Y. Yeah.
Yeah.
So people always have to ask me, and it's usually the smart ones that will ask you, "Well, do you spell it with an I or a Y?" And I'm like, "I, the right way," you know.
Yeah, but
And I joke around about that.
that's an I instead of an SH. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
You know?
There's plenty of residue out there. I mean, I see it. People could be remembering it with an SHA. I see it. Because, I mean, who actually paid attention to the credits? You know, you would have heard it the way it sounded on TV, maybe, you know? Or maybe you actually did see her name flash up as SHA. And then it could be a Mandela effect in that case.
Yeah. Sean with an I. No. Sean with an HW.
Yeah, Sean with a oh, you mean with a AWN?
Yeah. He says Sean with an EAN with an I. Maybe actually in Ireland it might be.
Yeah, I think actually they do it that way, like SIN or something like that.
Yeah. Possibly. We could just be making that up. Who knows?
Yeah.
I was gonna say Sandy. I've seen it spelled SANDI and SANDEE. So
What about two eyes?
no way.
No, that's more Hawaiian. Anytime I see two
Always
eyes,
been.
I think of Hawaii.
Is that
Marsha,
A
Marsha,
and
Marsha.
wait? Is that A and Brady a really thin line, or is that an upside down V? Go back. The top, the bag. Is that a really thin line, or is that an upside down V?
No, it's just a really thin line.
Okay.
This residue from Marsha, Marsha,
There it
Marsha.
is. Yeah, you couldn't see it from far away.
And all these are residues for the SHA, I guess, because that's what Teresa's remembering.
Yes.
Okay. And I know a lot of you guys in the chat remember it this way also.
I'd say 99% of the chat remembers SHA.
I know. Exactly.
Noise Guru said Marcia, they were secretly Latino. Another small question I want to ask. Again, may not be in Mandela. Do you ever recall seeing an ad or show intro for the Brady Bunch, including the words in color? Also a Mandela for many that I know of. This was never presented in black and white. It was always presented in color. We looked it up last show. Always presented in color. But if you had a black and white TV, it would have shown in black and white. But the first episode aired in color. So I know for a lot of you, that's a Mandela. Brian, you want to get the chat? Oh boy. I want to know if you could get the chat before you went on. What they remember. But okay, Manscuse alert. In this reality, every episode of season 1 began with a bumper shown above. The Manscuse is that it was lost to editing over the years. So why is it clearly shown in syndication? Decades later on How Ironic, Me TV. So METV. Go ahead, Brian. In color.
Yeah, that's just showing the in color on the intro.
Yeah.
I never remember seeing that at all. It was always just the Brady Bunch.
Guys, if you hear someone yelling, I'm sorry. Someone's yelling outside, and it's going right through my window. which is closed.
Please identify Marsha.
Credit
we
Jeff
said she's the oldest.
Zanzibar. Hmm?
No, I see her. She's the fourth one from the left.
Okay. Have you ever heard of a Brady Bunch spinoff called Kelly's Kids? Yes or no in the chat. You originally answered if you saw this.
No, but how many of you guys remember Mr. Belvedere and the spinoff with what was it, Valerie's Children or Valerie's Kids or something?
That was
Or no, Valerie's Family. It was a spinoff of Mr. Belvedere, wasn't it?
It was. I know
I
there was
think.
Valerie, Valerie's
What is
Family.
it? Valerie's
then-
Family, and then there's Mr. Belvedere.
No, I didn't know they were related at all, to be honest with you.
They might not have been. It could have been just by the same creators. You know how Family Matters and what is it? Family Matters and so many shows. What was the one with Danny Tanner and the three
Full House?
girls? Full House,
Full
yeah.
House.
Yeah, Full House and Family Matters were done by some of the same people.
Mm-hmm. They weren't a spinoff. This
No.
is a spinoff that we've never heard of, and it looks like the chat has not either. Hi, Ballador, welcome. Who else jumped in? So Jeff insists he has seen every episode of The Brady Bunch. He owns it on DVD. But now there is an episode called Kelly's Kids that he's never seen before. That led to the failed spinoff by the same name. The episode and spinoff revolves around a couple who are friends with the Bradys, who adopt a boy named Matt, played by Bobby's real-life brother, Todd Lookinland. But Matt didn't want to leave his friends Dwayne and Steve, so the white couple adopted the white, black, and Asian children all at once. The show is essentially about diversity and I guess like the struggles of adopting children of different races. Has anyone heard of this? I don't remember them discussing these things in television.
No. Well, it was possible in different strokes, but I don't know.
No, but that was 20 years later.
No. Oh. I don't remember this at all.
Or maybe 10 years later, but still, it was like a whole decade later. Or the revamp of the failed spinoff 20 years later, Together We Stand. Has anyone ever heard of Together We Stand? This time the show lasted for 2 seasons, well, 1.5 before being canceled. I think there was like 6 episodes or 9 episodes that didn't air. Has anyone heard of or seen any of these? So this starred the mom from E.T., Elliot Gould, and the kid from Goonies, Data.
Nope, not me.
That's weird. Looks like no one in the chat, in my chat at least, remembers it. Finally, speaking of spin-offs, I need to ask you another question about the Brady Kids cartoon. Dog's feet changed. So, do you guys remember a spin-off of the Brady Kids cartoon starring Rick Springfield? That was a prequel to the Magic School Bus. Yes or no in the chat? Or simpler question, did you know there was a prequel to the Magic School Bus? Yes or no? Brian?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Guys, I have more Brady stuff to discuss tonight. It's Super Mario Brothers' fault. It's a whole new folder. More Brady. So, the cartoon series was called Mission Magic, and it was basically created to promote Rick Springfield and boost his popularity as a teen idol. Has anyone heard of this or seen this before? And there should be pictures on the next slide, Brian. So you can go on. So you can even see with the characters, it looks like take Rick Springfield out of it, and it looks like the Magic School Bus with like 70s teens. So they're using a magic hat.
Wow.
Welcome, Maddie J. Maddie J says negative. Is that just Maddie, or are you a different Maddie? As always, I want to know what you remember. Are you affected by any of these, all of these, none of these, or do you think this is all info we didn't know? Let me know what you think in the comments below, please.
That seems like multiple things going on there with Brady Bunch, right?
Oh, yeah, because we have more tonight, too.
All
Just
right.
a quick one.
So, yeah, okay. So, Karen Maloney, give credit.
Melanie.
Melanie. Yep, I corrected myself. This is a quick one. A simple yes or no about the University of Michigan.
So you're probably not going to know it unless you're familiar with the University of Michigan. This is more
Karen
of like a personal Mandela for her. So go on. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Karen is very familiar with the university, but has no memory of the library looking like Hogwarts from Harry Potter. Look at it, guys. The resemblance is striking. It really does look like Hogwarts. Does anyone remember the library looking like this? Karen doesn't even remember the building existing.
Correction. She remembers the building existing, but not looking like this at all. She remembers the library, just not that.
That is so crazy. Harvard is also frequently compared, but the personal Mandela effect for Karen is there was never a library that looked like this on campus.
Welcome, hi, I'm Misty.
That's so pretty, isn't it? I mean, it's huge. Golly.
It's beautiful. I said on the last show that I couldn't study there because I'd be too in awe of the building. I love architecture.
And what university is this again?
University of Michigan. Noise Guru says it was a spell gone wrong.
Something that I mean, it does look very much like Hogwarts, and who knows? Maybe that's. I mean, could that be where part of the movie was filmed? Maybe.
No, it wasn't. Not at all.
Not at all.
It was filmed in, I forget who told me in the chat, but it was filmed in a castle in Scotland.
Oh, wow.
All right, so guys, don't play it yet, Brian. Guys, this is real. And you can hear the sound now. You couldn't hear it when I showed this if you saw this on Curiouser channel. What you're about to witness is two pigeons.
Sorry.
Yeah. What you're about to witness are two pigeons murdering another bird. And I think this is the bird screaming, so just listen. So
Wow.
we've covered animals acting more human. This is insane. I don't even know what to say to this.
Was that the bird screaming, or was that a woman in the background?
I don't know. I think it was the bird. Onlooker
I wish we
screaming,
could.
possibly.
I wish we could get some forensic analysis on that.
I don't know.
But
I
you
just,
know what they
it's,
call, you do know what they call a group of ravens, right?
no, Brian.
A murder. That's what you call a group
That's
of
right.
ravens.
Yes.
A murder.
You're right. You're right. It is. But the thing is, again, this is just adding on to animals acting more human. It's creepy.
Very much so. Very
Mhm.
creepy.
All right, you're up.
Okay.
The
A
crows. Yeah,
science
it's a murder
fiction
of crows. Thank you, General Sara.
crows. So a science fiction hero first created in 1929 has been Mandela from my memory. Both the character's name and the 1970s TV series are affected for me. Please complete the name of this character and title from the 70s television series. Buck blank.
And I was triggered because most of the
Okay,
chat remembered the current reality. I was blown away.
I remember Rogers. Am I thinking the right thing? Rogers with Rogers?
You are thinking of the right thing, but let them answer, Brian. Look what they answer. Because the
I'm looking
same
at most
people
of
are in
the
this
chat.
chat.
General Starles is Rogers. John Thomas
There
is
we go.
Rogers with a G. Pushing
Uh,
buttons. Go Kart Bob says buckwheat.
what does Noise Guru say?
Noise Guru says Buck Rogers in the 21st century. I'm gonna
You're
star that
laughing.
one.
You're
What?
laughing. Why are you laughing?
Me? Because it's a takeoff on the Looney Tunes cartoon where he's like Duck Dodgers in the 21st century. You remember
Is
where
it?
yeah, Daffy Duck and Marvin the Martian.
Wow, he's in for a treat, isn't he, Noise Guru?
Bellator Cynic says Rogers with an apostrophe S. High
Look at Hard to
Pockets.
Believe.
Yep, Buck Rogers in the 21st century.
Brian, I think you should go on. I think you should go on.
Okay.
It's still a Mandela effect for them, but they're closer.
Do you
Brian,
remember Buck Rogers in the 25th century?
look at the logo, Brian.
I'm looking at it. The K's broken for one thing, and the R, the two
It says
R's.
in the 25th century, Brian.
I see that.
I don't remember that at all. And they remember 21st century, but it's 25th.
I remember 21st.
But you remember it from Looney Tunes, you said.
Well, yeah, but I remember Buck Rogers. Okay,
That's all I
so
remember is Buck Rogers.
in my past, the movie, the TV show, the comic books that my dad had, etc., only have one name, Buck Rogers. I also have dual memory of the spelling of the last name Rogers and Rogers with a D. Which spelling do you remember? So it looks like we answered that in the chat.
Yes, only one person remembered the D in the chat when I presented this on After Dark.
Right. With the
Jeff
exception of
remembers
the
the D.
movie. Okay. With the exception of the movie and radio program, everything seems to have in the 25th century. And I have no memory of it being there.
I don't.
And sometimes in is replaced with adventures in the 25th century, like this officially licensed board game. Another
Hang
question I want to ask is, what color is Tweaky the robot?
So stay here. In the chat, answer. You originally answered, what color is Tweaky the robot? And Brian, I can't see your chat, so make sure you check the chat for answers.
Okay.
General Sara says silver with a gold leg. That's good.
Captain Kirk says if South America moves any more to the right, it's going to be East Africa.
Yep. Hard to believe says silver or blue. High Pockets silver, Noise Guru aluminum. JRG MTY says mighty, or not says mighty, says bronze.
Oh, man.
Artsy 909 says hi, but she says no. It's okay. Silver, I think, says pushing buttons. Silver says parody bear. Silver black nose says parody bear. My gut response was silver, but I'm not certain, says Michelle. Hey, Naked.
It's almost like this is a predecessor. Is this the early predecessor of a C-3PO?
I think they were all based off. It's oh God, why am I blanking out on his name? Mel Brooks. It's Mel Brooks' creation. I think it was still based off that original robot from that. No, it's not Metropolis. Is it Metropolis? I can't remember. My brain's not working.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but was it Mel Brooks that did some of the voices in the Looney Tunes characters? Or am I thinking of someone else?
It's Mel something. I don't think it was Brooks, but he voiced the character of Tweety. For some of the show. No, Buck Rogers is not Mel Brooks. The character of Tweety is Mel Brooks. He voiced the character for part of the show. Mel Blanc is the voice of Looney Tunes.
Yeah, Mel Blanc. That's
Thank
it.
you, High Pockets.
Thank you.
Thank you, John
Mel
Nada.
Blanc. Sorry to confuse you guys there, but I knew it was Mel something. Okay, I could have sworn it was Mel Brooks, but it's Mel Blanc.
So on the screen, you can see the green and red boxes. We have the silver, I remember, then like a white gold, like it's silver, but it's leaning, it's different. It's like a white gold. And then we have gold, and we have a lighter gold. That's wrong. It was always silver for me. It's just wrong. And the computer, I always forget the professor of computer's name. Always forget it. But anyhow, that's gold, and it should be all silver. It should be all silver and black, all silver.
Yeah.
You didn't read that part anyway, so anyway, go ahead.
Well, you basically read it already, Sandy.
That's it.
So this is not the Gold Girl robot Tina. You can tell the difference between the two by looking at their arms. Tweaky is definitely shown as gold in many places. Do you remember him ever being gold?
So with the arms, look closely because you're going to see pictures coming up, so you know I'm not showing Tina. Tina's arm is completely black, whereas Tweaky has a silver cuff.
And speaking of Tina, does anyone remember her being pink like this man? Also, you can see the difference between the silver and the comments and the light gold in the photo. See, the person over there to the right says, anyone remember the pink girl robot?
No one remembered pink. I just put it there in case someone did. Theophilus, thank you. Professor Theophilus, thank you again, John Ada.
So there's the residue box guide. Green is Buck Rogers with a D. Yellow is Buck Rogers with a G. Red is any version of the name with the 25th century.
Because I don't remember that at all. It was just Buck Rogers for me. I don't care how it's spelled. It was always Buck Rogers, nothing else for me. And guys, I didn't find anything 21st century. I did look. If I find anything, I will present it in a logo and residue folder in the future. Gold should not exist. He was never gold.
Yeah. By the way, Sandy, with that cold front coming through,
Mm-hmm.
we're okay. We're in the clear. The tornado watch has been called off.
Oh, that's great.
Thank God.
Yeah, I just hope everybody in Tennessee is safe tonight because I heard they had 2 tornadoes.
Yeah, the 6 people were dead.
Oh, God.
That's crazy. Well, what's crazy is you don't even have, sometimes you don't have very much notice at all. It just kind of happens, and the weatherman or the storm chasers, don't know about it until after it happens. In which case, the reaction time, or not the reaction time, but the time that they know something's happening, they didn't take cover maybe or something. Yeah. Yeah, the silver, so I guess in that top left image, all silver.
Mm-hmm. This is just showing you the difference between the two.
That's that kid. That's that same kid from Different Strokes.
Yes, he was on an episode, and here you can really see
Arnold's.
that Professor Theopolis is gold and not the same color as Tweaky. And here you can see. Can you go back for 1 second? For some reason, they sold the doll in gold and silver.
Wow, that's weird.
And it's weird. Yes, that is true. Gary Coleman passed away of a kidney disease. I believe it was.
Yeah, I love Gary Coleman.
So here's residue of all silver. Oh, and I just wanted to point out the box that thing was in was gold on the bottom. It's just a random product where you silver on the front and the letters are merged. Also, look at the Tweaky box merged. That's an old box.
Sandy, how many more days till Christmas? Let's
15.
see. Today's, well, for you, I know, like you're on a different time zone, so now it's what? It's
Brian, you
still
have an
11
hour left
o'clock
of the
here.
day. It's 15. Like,
What?
really. The hour is not going to make the difference.
Yeah, it's not gonna count.
It's 15 days to Christmas.
15 days. Wow.
Yeah, so I think actually next week's going to be starting our Christmas shows. So I can get through the stuff by New
Yeah,
Year's.
get all your stuff ordered, guys. Get all your stuff ordered because
No, I'm talking about the
pretty
show.
soon.
I'm talking about the folders.
Oh, okay. I was talking about like shipping time because you have to subtract about 4 to 5 days for shipping
Yeah, there's 2
of
more
those
days left.
15.
There's if in my spread shop, there's 2 more days left at 15% off. And I think that's also 2 more days to guarantee shipping by Christmas. There's like
All
in
right, Sandy.
my community post, I have like the chart depending on where you live. All right, Brian.
All right, Sandy, you're up.
All right. This may not be a Mandela effect, but I have researched airplanes many times over the years, and I can honestly say I've never seen these things before. Now, that highlighted box up there, I have covered that.
You did. Okay.
I did. However, I previously covered these antennas
Sorry.
popping up on top of the commercial airplane. It's okay. There was just one, but then there was two, and now there's three. They just keep popping up more and more and more and more. I don't know if it's. See, that's the thing. These are older images. It's not like, these are brand new images where you could say, oh, well, they added more because Wi-Fi needs to be faster. But why are the older images from 10 years ago popping up with three antennas? I don't know. Anyway, go on. Thanks, John Nada. Okay, so this image is from 2001. Then there's this giant looking spike, which is supposedly a communications pod, but someone said what it was because it did not come up as communications pod. But I found nothing searching this term, so I forget what they said it was. But regardless, has anyone ever seen this on top of an airplane before? Going back to 2001, because I do not remember this gigantic bump, and we're going to see it from a different angle. GPS system.
You talking about the bump on the front of the plane on the top?
Yep, you're going to see it from a
It
different angle on the next slide.
kind of makes it look a little bit like a brachiosaurus head.
Look at it from that angle.
Are we talking about the Boeing jets?
I believe
Kind of,
so. And Air Force One.
isn't it the most common jet? The Boeing 747.
Is it? Or is it 737?
I'm not sure.
But I did find these antennas for Wi-Fi. They aren't so new that we shouldn't have seen them before, but they are a newer feature. Have you ever seen these bubble discs on top of an airplane before? And I'm going to show you them from far away as well.
No, well, but we talked about the jet engines being farther to the front than they used to be. Remember?
Yeah, I know. But now we're
I
talking
just wanted
about
to
these
point it out.
antenna bubbles that I don't remember seeing on top of airplanes. Guys, I live less than a mile from the Philadelphia airport. I see planes very low to the ground all the time. I do not remember any of these. And again, a lot of these are older photos, not newer. Now, the one on the left is a military plane. So that could explain that. All right, so here's another question. And I could be totally wrong on this, but a lot of people in the chat agreed with me, so I don't think I am. But I don't remember antenna spikes and wires for radio signals being like this on old military and small aircraft. Do you? So there's literal spikes sticking up on the wings. You're going to see literal wires on the next slide, Brian. This is, there was even a drop style that had an antenna dangle below the airplane. Does anyone remember this? Ever seeing one in photographs?
No.
They used a weight to keep to keep it dangling instead of flying behind the plane. So here's more pictures of wires and spikes and bubbles on airplanes. The one in the middle, I believe, is from a video game on the right. Diagrams, photos. I mean, some of these have spikes right in front of their field of vision, right in front of the cockpit. I don't remember seeing spikes on these planes. I'm sorry, I don't. Look at
No,
that.
definitely not. Look at that.
Look at the
No,
spikes right in front of their field of vision. Like, stop it.
no.
For the wires that go to the tail. Absolutely not. No way. That is
No.
happening too often. I got to change the frequency of that. That's annoying me. Finally, we come to the Hurricane Hawker from World War II. This plane I do recognize, but not the spike on the back of it. Everyone see the spike? No spike for me. What I do not recognize is this modified version used to scan for mines. Has anyone ever seen anything like this before? So this plane had like a magnetic hoop attached to it to scan for mines. I've never seen anything like this. Anyone in the chat ever seen anything like this?
Nope. Who found that one?
I did, Ryan.
Okay.
Okay, now we're to the new stuff, everyone. This may look like a repeat folder, but there's a lot more in it. So
Yes.
there's new stuff.
By the way, this is the new Colossus. We had to learn this poem back when I was a kid going to school.
Yes,
Um,
but that's not why
Anyway.
it's there. It's just there to let you know we're talking about the Statue of Liberty without showing the Statue of Liberty.
Okay.
All
So
right,
Sandy
go ahead,
says, I need to talk to you guys about the Statue of Liberty again. Some things are definite Mandela effects for her, and one could be something that maybe Sandy just missed happening. First question I need to ask you guys has to do with the base of the starport that now sits below the Statue of Liberty. Which base do you remember? Was it A, B, or C?
And if you don't remember any of them, just pick the one that's closest to your memory. A, B, or C, which one do you remember is the closest to your memory? Brian, which one's closest to your memory? I think you have the current.
B.
Okay. Can you see the chat?
Yeah. Pushing
Esther's
button
in the
says
chat.
B. Esther says B.
Esther, do you want to
Noise
join
giver
us?
A.
If you do, come in.
C. Okay.
Is she backstage?
I looked. I didn't see her.
Okay.
Esther, you're welcome to join us. Okay. In my past, the base was symmetrical. I do remember the smaller points, so C matches closest to my memory, or Sandy's memory, I should say. But it's always been A. What? No, let me go back. Let me go back a minute because yeah, B was the way I remember it.
I could go with B or C, but not A.
No, there's way too many points there. So there's 11 points. It's got 11 points now.
11. That number keeps popping up.
Yep, it's a Masonic number.
Yes, we all remember no Starfort. I'm asking since the Mandela effect. Which Starfort do you remember?
Before long, Sandy.
That's because you skipped over it, added to presentation. So that was shoved in before this. Go on.
Okay. So before long, I was going to say there's going to be like 22 star points, eventually.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
The first thing I want to ask you is, do you remember Lady Liberty being so rotund?
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, she looks so much heavier and rounder than I remember. These images are from Google Maps and photos taken by visitors. Honestly, she looks like she's not only bearing a torch, but she could be bearing something else.
Yeah, that's the first thing I said. That's the first thing the chat says. She looks pregnant now. To me, she looks like a man, like an overweight man with a big, like the big hard belly. That's what that looks like to
Hmm.
me.
Right.
But she's definitely heavier than she's.
No, it looks so wrong, doesn't
It totally does. Hard to believe said he's bearing child.
it? Second, does anyone remember a made in France label? Yeah. Sandy, will you read a minute? I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to take
Yep.
care of business.
Yep. So in the chat, does anyone remember a made in France label? That's what the Statue of Liberty security called the plaque at the base of the statue that I have no memory of ever being there. Do you remember this? So it's on the actual statue, the bronze part, near her left foot, and I do not remember this plaque being there at all. You can see it from far away. You can see it clear as day in photos that are like 75 years old. It's crazy looking. I've never seen this plaque. And on the next slide, I have what it says, but Brian's not here, so I can't. Oh, there we go. He's here. So the plaque says, Colossal Statue of Liberty by Augusta Bartholdi, sculptor, executed in hammered copper by Gadget, Gauthier and Company, builder in Paris. So that's what it reads. And I don't remember this being here. Never heard of this label. Not finally, but we're just going to go. In 2020, I covered the new stairs that were never there for me, despite them being there since at least the 1970s. Seen behind Nixon giving a speech on the next slide. Good night, John Nada. Thank you for being here. So here's some images. This is from my original presentation in 2020. So since 2020, there's the stairs behind Nixon, behind these people in a boat. You can clearly see the label on the statue. You can see the label on the statue in the top left with the stairs. All from my presentation in 2020, and I didn't notice the label there because the label wasn't there in 2020. And also the statue is wider than I remember from back then. But here's the part that got me messed up. The Star Fort appears to have been opened during the 2014 renovation, but I saw no pictures of this in 2020. I think there might be a slide out of order. Does anyone remember there being a hole in the Star Fort? I studied that area extensively. The Star Fort was always solid on that platform, but now there is an opening with a staircase going into the point of the star. Does anyone remember this? So the bottom image is Google Earth, and the top three images, the one on the top left is Google Earth as well. The top two images are photographs, aerial photographs. Does anyone remember there being an opening with stairs? Because it's probably been there for a decade, since the renovation in 2014. I also wanted to show this again. I covered this in 2019. I have no idea why stars and moons are cut into the grass of this early photo of the Statue of Liberty, but it is very occult looking, and I have never seen any other images like this. Have you? Anyone ever seen stars, moons, anything like that? Esther, Brian is tending to Evie. He'll let you in as soon as he gets back. And Brian, if you're here, if you can add Esther in, please do. Now there is an opening Thank you. Hey, Esther. You're here with us. I can hear you. Okay, so I just want to go back for 1 second, Brian. So for anyone accusing me of using Photoshop, when it goes back on my screen again, there we go. On this photo with the moons and the stars and stuff, this is the source. The source is the statueofliberty.org. So if you don't believe me, you can go to statueofliberty.org for yourself and see this photograph. Not photoshopped whatsoever. Sorry. Go on, Brian.
Just want to say hi real quick.
Yes, go for it.
Hi. There, yeah, I had fallen
Hi.
asleep and then I woke up and I'm like, now I'm wide awake. So.
Yay! So you're here. Yay, good. We're just getting to the new stuff too. There's another minor feature with the pedestal that I have no memory of. Yes or no in the chat. Do you remember the circles, the half spheres in a row on the pedestal, right above the stairs? I have no memory of them at all. Like I said, minor Mandela, but a Mandela regardless for me. Those half moons, like they're like spheres cut in half and stuck to the pedestal. I don't remember them being there at all. And I have residue of the pedestal without it. But I don't know if anyone else remembers them.
I'm trying to remember. I know one of the other YouTubers, I forgot her name now. She covered a lot of these type of things with the changes of the base, but the new one with the extra star or the extra cutout is new, and I don't remember if I've seen that before or if it's just because there's so many changes that they've all just been like a big blur now.
I know.
There's just so many changes with this thing. I focus more on like her face and her body and stuff than it's been the base for me. So
See, I've been looking at everything. And those half moons popped up for me when I was researching the hole in the star fort. I can't see Brian's chat, so guys, if you're answering there, I'm really sorry. I don't know if Esther can, but I definitely can't.
I'm not sure which chat I'm seeing. I just realized that because I'm on the laptop, so I don't know. It just shows like all the comments, and I don't know if that's because maybe that's why I've been able to see both of the chats.
I think you can see both of the chats.
Okay. Yeah, because it's like every time you name off people, I'm always like, I'm seeing the same exact people.
Yeah.
Because I don't use my phone at the same time because I worry about the feedback and everything. Because that's why I was watching the show because I'm like, it was 2 different time. Like when I'm backstage, it's different. You guys are a little bit further ahead when I'm backstage than when I'm listening to it live. So it's like, I'm trying to listen to it at the same time.
Hold on, I have to comment. Mustard Seed of Faith. You didn't hear my conspiracy theory with Marsha Brady. And Mustard Seed of Faith may be on like further back in the show, but I completely believe that Marsha Brady, the actress, had a nose job, and to cover it up, they did the episode where she broke her nose. Because her face is not the same as when she was younger. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because Mustard Seed of Faith says in the chat, who thinks she looks better when she was younger? Speaking of Marsha Brady. And I think it's the nose job. I really do. Brian, if you're here,
I'm back,
can you
you
move on,
guys.
please? Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm back.
Anyways.
I had to go lay Evie down.
Okay.
Hey, Esther.
So here's images of the half moons on the half circles on the base that I do not remember. They stand out like a sore thumb to me. I don't remember.
Yeah,
them
that
at
wasn't
all.
like that. No, that was not like that.
Hi,
It does look weird. It's almost like the moon phasing. That's what it kind of looks like to me. Like it's showing like the different phases of the moon. That's just kind of that's all I can think of when I see that.
Yeah, and that's why I keep calling them half moons.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, maybe because of the weird, crazy moon things that's been going on.
I
Like
don't
now
know.
that we have like every color under the sun moon, and I'm like, what? The moon was only ever like two colors for me, either orange or white. It was never any other color.
Happy birthday, Adam.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Go on, Brian.
Sorry, happy birthday, Adam.
There were shields?
Okay, so where are we at? I can't see it. Oh,
Another rewind question.
Another rewind question, basically.
go for it. You guys can read it. I'm
Do you want
okay
me to
with
just
that.
read it?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Based on what you have learned prior to the Mandela, how many Statue of Liberties do you recall existing? Are you glitching out?
So, huh?
Okay. Oh, it
Well,
sounded like you
I
were
think-
like in and out.
I mean, I think there's one. Isn't there one in Las Vegas? And I think there's one here in Alabama.
Okay, so prior to the Mandela effect, guys, how many statues of liberty do you recall existing? Bellator
me, it
Stenik
was
says
only-
2.
Well, for me, it was only one actual statue, and then there was just like a bunch of replicas, but they were always like small and just kind of like, just replicas.
It doesn't matter the size. I'm talking about like actual statues, though, not like,
Mhm. Yeah.
like
Yeah, 'cause
statues that are on display. So, how many do you remember, Esther, approximately?
Oh my word!
For the Mandela effect.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, it would be more like tourist spots, but I don't remember. I think it was like Las Vegas or something like that had like one, and that was really about. I can only really think of two.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like Stonehenge. I thought there was only one Stonehenge, but it turns out they're all over the planet.
I mean, when I mean replicas, I mean more like normal sized person replicas, like plastic ones or whatever. Like they were like I mean like small, like no taller
Not like-
than like 5-6 foot. Like I mean like smaller. Like I mean just like replicas, like what you sell in a novelty shop or something. Not like big statues. They said I guess Las Vegas. I remember them having one. To replicate the New York, and that was really all I can think of. Other than that, that was
Esther,
the two. I know that they're now, but
Esther, it's you that are going robot-y, just to let you know. Not
yeah,
us. You're hearing us robot-y because you're going robot-y.
yeah. Sorry, I can't really fix my internet.
Okay. It's okay. I know it's all right. I'm just letting you know. So, you can continue reading if you'd like.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was reading the comments. Prior to the Mandela effect, I only knew of two: the real statue and the statue in Las Vegas. But there are over 200 statues made in France, distributed to 39. Oh, sorry. Oh. Distributed to 39 U.S. states, all over the world. In addition to those, statues have been made by artists such as Salvador Dali. He holds two torches, or his holds two torches in the air instead of a torch and a tablet. Oh, wow. That looks weird.
Yeah, we have one in Alabama.
Well, there's over 200 statues, so 39 states. I mean, they're everywhere. Why travel in New York to see the Statue of Liberty?
Exactly.
Look up what Wake Up says that he hasn't, or they have a new Mandela effect they like to share. The sixth statue. Wow. Why do we have so many statues of liberty? I thought that was supposed to be like special to New York, having a big statue like that to be like, I don't know. It's one of those like you want to have just the statue there and nowhere else because that's very significant for that area. Like if we have like 50,000 Eiffel Towers, then it doesn't make it special to go to France to go see the Eiffel Tower.
Exactly.
Right. Same thing.
Yeah, which isn't
Same
there more than
difference, right?
10 hours or something now? I can't remember. So once again, it's one of those like you have one big one, and then you've got like a couple of like you just got those little replicas that are just like mini, because nobody wants to replicate it at the full volume because what's the point if you, it's a sorry
Yeah, look how
it's
big this one is. Like, this is insane.
wow. Do you recall the statues of liberty, or did you learn of them after being Mandela affected like I did? Yeah, that's just weird. And what's up with the feet?
Yeah.
It just
I
looks
would
weird.
love to see the side of that one to see if it has a made in France label.
Like, oh, I think you're gonna say a gut belly. See if it had a gut belly.
No, I can tell it has a gut belly there. But there's also another little change coming up.
Oh yes, this one. Am I losing it, or does the original face look like President Donald Trump?
It does. It seriously does.
Yeah,
It really does.
I never thought about that.
Hmm.
It does look like him.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Do you remember the? I guess I can say this word. Do you remember the breast visible like this?
I don't
Oh,
remember breasts at all, honestly. Swear. No, I don't
No.
remember seeing bumps. And now
no.
you can clearly see 2 bumps. In the chat, do you guys remember seeing breasts? Honest to God, I don't remember that. So now it's a man with breasts who's 50 pounds overweight or 100 pounds overweight.
Wow. Well, I guess if she
I don't.
got pregnant, they're gonna pop up. It's usually the first sign, right?
That's what happens. That's what happens.
Oh,
Look up, wake up. I'll look into that.
yeah.
I have seen the movie, but it's been like 25 years. So I'm not familiar
I
with that. But I will
I
look into it.
I
Which
totally agree in his answer. Or sorry, I don't know if you're a man or a woman. I'm not sure.
Did you
But
wait a second. Brian, go back. You're showing the answer. I didn't hear the question. You're going through these. No one asked the question.
she was flat. Definitely
oh, about
booby
that question?
bits.
No, where's the
It's not
question?
right.
Go back again.
No, it was just about the boobies. Boobies.
It's a booby
That's
trap.
weird.
It's a booby trap.
It's probably out of order. But do you guys recall the title of the statue being Liberty Enlightening the World? Because that picture is out of place and gives you the answer before the question. Sorry, Brian. You can go back to it.
I think that might be traces of the Mandela effect, like rippling and giving us the answer before the question, like retroactively or something.
Okay, mustard seed of faith.
Okay.
Hold on, I got to write in the chat because mustard seed of faith is behind us. So that's the answer. Here's the question.
Okay. Finally, many of you may know this by now, but I'm going to ask again for the new people. In my past, the Statue of Liberty was just the Statue of Liberty, or it was Statue de la Liberty. But in this reality, the statue has always been Liberty Enlightening the World. Do you remember this name? It was,
No, but I thought it's like Colossus, right? Colossus. Wasn't Colossus the unconquerable sun or something like that? I seem to remember something about that. Or maybe I think it's something else. What was the unconquerable sun?
oh, I have no idea.
All right, well, again, yes or no in the chat.
Right.
Does anyone recall the title of the statue being Liberty Enlightening the World? So this is actually the
No.
Statue of Liberty Enlightening the World, not the Statue of Liberty. It's the Statue of Liberty Enlightening the World.
Mhm.
And I don't recall. Well, I covered this. Like I said, this is a rewind. I covered this a while ago. That's why I'm asking if people remember it like that prior to my covering it back in 2020.
That's what I'm like. I thought I had heard that name somewhere, but it didn't stick because it just doesn't sound right. It was just the Statue of Liberty. I mean, unless they come up with weird names and they don't tell us about it.
Mhm.
They're
Hi,
like, we're
C.
going to hide this from everybody.
Welcome, C3PO's Golden Calf.
Yes, hi.
Let's see. No, I don't, says Look Up, Wake Up. I don't recall the new title ever, says C3PO. No, just Lady Liberty, says JRG.
Yeah, there was
Nope
like
and yes for pushing buttons and general sorrow.
what's that? Give us
Definitely
your.
no lady bits. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You can read it.
I'm just thinking about like that quote that said like, give us your. You're tired, you're poor, and hungry, or something like that. It was like
Huddle masses,
a
huddle
quote
masses,
with
yearning
it.
to breathe free.
Yeah, like there's a whole quote thing to go with it, but I was
Yeah,
remembering
that's
Statue of Liberty. That's
the new Colossus poem.
I can't remember the quote very well, but I've heard it. So let's see. The following significant statements have been identified for the Statue of Liberty National Monument and Ellis Island. Please note the sequence of the statement does not reflect the level of significance of Statue Liberty enlightening the world. Do you want me to read the entire thing?
No, you don't have to. It's just that's the name of it.
So, if you look at the Statue of Liberty, the the Roman goddess Libertas and the sun god Sol Invictus. Sol Invictus is the unconquered sun. Basically, it influenced the design of Lady Liberty. You see what I'm saying? So I was right. It was
Yeah.
Sol Invictus to the unconquered sun. It looks like that. So it's Roman, I think. Roman gods and goddesses.
That's weird. I like that. Give us your pizzas, your tacos, and stuffed turkeys.
So
Yeah,
now I'm going to be showing you so red obviously is current reality, where you're going to see like I'm highlighting the circles on the base. I'm highlighting heavy Statue of Liberty, Liberty enlightening the world by Courier and Ives from the Christmas song, which is just crazy to me.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different stuff highlighted here.
Do I need to zoom in on some of this?
Yeah, if you want. Like, I love how they say that 12 persons can stand in the torch. I'm like, oh, can they?
Yeah, my mom remembers standing up there in the torch. But in this reality, you couldn't do it since like the late 1910s because of the Black Tom explosion.
Yeah, that color photo of Liberty enlightening the world says 12 people can stand in the torch. Not could once stand in the torch, can stand in the torch. So, I mean, look how wide she is in some of these drawings that people drew looking
Yeah.
at the statue.
Also, look at the base. It only had like 6 points there, it looks like.
Yeah, the base does not match up.
Yeah.
That's a
It looks like the star.
Good point, Brian.
I mean, it looks like the Star of David right there.
Yeah, it does.
2, 3, 4, 5.
That looks much better.
Oh my word.
I don't know what I'm looking at here, Sandy. Is that the beer gut, I guess?
Yeah, we're showing the beer gut from above, and then we have the little statues they sell, another drawing, and the actual statue from the side. Here's some residue of thinner Statue of Liberties. No dots on some of the bases. Like the bottom left doesn't have the circles, I believe. Or that one might. I can't tell from here. It's too small.
Yeah, the other part that gets me is she was made out of copper mostly, and the copper was made it to look like bronze, sort of. It was looking like bronze, but due to the air and the oxidation of I'm kind of tired of it now, so I can't get the words right, but oxidation I think is the correct word of the metal and water.
Yeah, it
It
oxidized.
turned it green. Turned it green.
And please note that at least 3 of those statues you can see breasts on the statue, which I don't remember.
This looks like another slide.
Yeah, that was out of place.
Sort of like that a couple months ago. Yeah, it's. Wait, hold on. Okay, it says here 40 persons can stand in the head.
Mm-hmm. That's there like that, so you can see the base has the dots. That's all. And the label. So now we're at the end. Now, again, this is an actual photograph, not photoshopped. It's from a different angle and it's black and white. And I just point out the face looks like angry. And you can see the rounded beer gut and the label on this old photograph. Go ahead, Esther.
Hang on, man. Didn't Ghostbusters 2, didn't the Statue of Liberty get possessed
Yes.
by one of the ghosts? Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Even Doctor Who uses Statue of Liberty. That's a pretty scary episode. It's a fun episode, though. In the 1980s, oh, wait a second. I don't think I got to read the other.
She did. It's okay.
It's
It's
okay.
all right. It's not necessary. It's fine.
Okay. All right.
So this one is credit Super Mario Brothers 3. And we're back to the Brady Bunch, everyone.
I thought it was about Super Mario Brothers. Oh, I forgot.
No.
I was like, that's a brand new movie that just came out. In the 1980s, there was a TV series called Day by Day about parents of a teenage son who quit their yuppie jobs to run an at-home daycare. Oh, I don't remember the 80s one. I'm thinking about the new one. Yes or no? Does anyone remember the son having a dream episode where he wakes up as a Brady kid, Chuck Brady?
That's yes or no if you remember this TV series, which I
don't remember
actually
it at
do.
all.
I actually do. The kid was always in a blue robe. Always.
Is that the lady? Is that the lady from Seinfeld on the left?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Courtney
What's her
Thorne
name?
Smith and Julia Louis-Dreyfus and I forget the guy's name and the woman's name. But anyway, I did used to watch this show, and I do not.
Who's the guy in the bottom right? Who's the guy in the bottom right?
Duffy, something Duffy.
Yes, I was about to say that looks like Patrick Duffy. Yeah.
Patrick Duffy. There you go.
Yeah, he was in Step by Step. He was in a bunch of stuff. He was in. Wasn't he in Dukes of Hazzard?
Oh,
I don't know.
Maybe
don't
not.
remember.
Maybe not.
I don't think so.
Okay, I don't know.
Anyway, there's a question in here for those of you who do not remember the show. So just bear with us here.
Yeah.
All right.
Like Super Mario, I actually watched the show and have no memory of this episode, which saw the original actors minus Cindy, Jan, and Greg reprise their roles as if it were the 1970s. I know it is a rare show to have been seen. You would have needed to be around in 1988 and watch one of the 2 seasons it's aired, or I've seen it streaming recently, but I can honestly say I believe I had seen every episode and ever seen this before today.
Here's some pictures of the episode. And honestly, I forget the kid's name, Russ something. Anyway, the kid did a great job. Like the face he's making in the bottom left is because the music starts playing, and he's like, "What the heck?" I think it was actually pretty good. I recommend looking for it. It's actually interesting.
All of them had hair of gold.
Okay, this is the part I wanted to ask you guys.
I also wanted to ask, who is the girl? Who is that girl? That is not Susan Olsen, Cindy, as she has braids, not curls. Does anyone know where she is, why she is there, and who she is?
She also has brown hair. Who is this girl? Does anyone know who this girl is in the intro?
What? Wait, what season is this?
I don't know. Hit play. You'll see it.
Like their mother, the youngest one in curls. All of them had hair of gold.
It doesn't make sense because she has brown hair and they're singing about gold hair.
I know, and she has braids, not curls. It's not Cindy. I don't know who that is.
How many episodes is she in?
It's the later seasons because Marsha and Jan are older.
I have no idea.
Imposter. Yes, that's what I think I call her on the next slide. She's an imposter.
Maybe they were going to replace her and then didn't change the. I don't know.
General Sorrow, see? Imposter right there, see?
Yeah. Is this new for you as well? Do you know who imposter Cindy with the braid is? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you again to Super Mario Brothers for sharing this find.
And that's Alice in the middle, right? The maid?
Yes, that's Alice, yes.
I just noticed that Marsha doesn't have super blonde hair either. Why is her hair so dark? They're supposed to have hair of gold.
Yeah, I know. Her hair started to get darker as she got older, but Cindy still had blonde hair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, Sandy?
Hi, Caesar. Yes.
Yeah, so...
I should talk about this, but you can talk about yours.
Okay, just real quick. I noticed that there was a meme that was posted in one of the meme groups, like jokes, like dad jokes kind of things. And it said, this is perfect residue. It said, life is like a, and then it had depicted a box of chocolates on one side. And then with Scrooge McDuck, there was a hurricane on the other side. So life is like a box of chocolates and it's like a hurricane at the same time with these two. Yeah. I thought it was kind of cool. So I thought I'd share it. It's perfect residue.
Yes.
No, I get that.
It also has Scrooge McDuck with white eyes instead of blue. And that is more the size of the Gulf of Mexico, and there's no middle finger on Louisiana. So it's residue for me of the United States. You know I'm right. These are from Jeff.
You can't remember daylight savings.
Daylight savings.
You can invent time travel, but you can't remember daylight savings.
Daylight savings.
Red bar flag.
Red under the blue in this video.
Brian, you might get a copyright for this. So keep going.
Okay.
All right, guys. Yeah, because I don't know why they copyright the people who played the music can copyright it. So this is a scratch-off card game, and we have an Uncle Sam hat, red and blue for the 3D glasses, and check out where the engines are under the wings. That's what I remember. So here's some new residue for Coke Zero, everyone. For those of you that remember Coke Zero.
Yep.
Also, in the top left, we have an IV for the 4 on a clock. But mainly Coke Zero. And this is not real. Just to be clear, it's AI art. But even the AI art is confused because 2 of the flags have white bar flags, a white bar under the blue, and 1 has a red bar under the blue. And that's the residue. More Coke Zero, including a clapboard.
Yeah, I remember they did the names. I remember you had to collect the 2 liter bottles or whatever that had the names on.
This one says, tastes like Coke to me. It's a Coke Zero, idiot. And then on the bottle, it's Coca-Cola Zero. So this is from that Mission Magic. There's quite a bit of residue on the maps of an open Mediterranean. I mean, some of it's not residue, okay? But like Alaska's not touching Russia practically. All by its lonesome is Australia, which is shaped kind of odd. And South America is below North America on the globe. No, on the map behind her head, but on the globe, it's off to the right. So it's drawn differently on the map behind her head. We have Bugs Bunny with white ears. We have Pepe Le Pew with one stripe going down his back. We have current reality Wile E. Coyote on the right. On the left, just white eyes, no red around it, no yellow. And I remember Popeye in all white. I don't remember the black with the blue. That's what I remember.
I think we joked around about the yellow eyes and a lot of these cartoon characters as them having jaundice.
Yes, but it's the red around the eyes that really bugs me.
Yeah. That is weird.
I am unfamiliar with this company, so I can't say this is a Mandela effect. And there is okay, I was going to talk about it's merged though, but it is merged. The AS, the ST, the TI. Just want to point that out.
I'm trying my best to stay awake, Sandy. I'm sorry.
It's all right. So this one I don't know either. But I wanted to point out the one in the middle is not overlapping, and it's overlapping on everything else, even the older logos. So if you're familiar with this, was it a C for you? I don't know. Never heard of this company. This is from Hebrews intro for the intermission. The letters, the G's are cut off. But more importantly, I've seen this intro many times. I don't remember the blue and the orange popcorn. It was yellow and white, and now it's blue, orange, and white. Halco costumes, the logo just seems off for something that old. Staples, we've covered the staple, but I don't remember the STAP being merged together. Brian, do you remember that from the old logo?
No.
Let's move on.
Oh, county seat? No way.
Yeah, there's all different logos for it.
I used to love county seat. They had the best jeans.
Okay, listen. There are signs with nothing in the middle, signs with a dash, signs with a circle, and now signs with a diamond. That's why that one's there.
County seat didn't even have anything. It didn't have a dash or a diamond. None of that.
Now look at the Woolworth, which is supposed to be Woolworths with an S. We have the everything crooked. I've already shown that before, the cutoff T. But look at the Go, which is an arrow. I don't know. That seems weird to me. And everything's overlapping on the bottom.
I did a video on this a while back, but Dollar General, the G in Dollar General looks like that, kind of like an arrow.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So J Riggings was a like a denim and men's clothing shop. The RI is merged. The LE is actually. Can you like zoom in on the LE? I want people to see what's happening there. Do you guys see? There's like literally a line connecting the L and the E. Is that the most you can zoom in? There you go.
Yep.
Literally a line connecting it. And around AR, the ALL is merged. They're also ones. Like there's all sorts of merging in this 1980s clothing ad. Also at the bottom, I'll go back.
Oh crap! Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry, zoom in on pick a style. Look at the seasonings. That's a Levi's ad from the early 1980s. You can barely read it. And a broken pig. All right, we can go on. This is from a 1980 paper. Now, on the right side, where it says market, the RK is not merged, but park RK is merged. It's just weird. A lot of cut off letters here. T's that are cut off. The Star Trek logo is crazy. In 1980, Caldor CNA is merged. And guys, again, if you want to look at this in more detail, you can always go to my Flickr account. After this week, it'll be public. The H, A, and N in channel is merged. This logo is from 2001. The A is cut off, the O is cut off, and the ON is merged. More merging, lots of merging. That weird Q in quality. I don't know what's up with that Q in the Coca-Cola ad. And do you guys remember Coke 2? I don't remember Coke 2 at all, but we found it after the Mandela effect. But I don't remember there being blue around Coke 2. And we have already covered the merging. Chia Pet, don't remember the T being cut off from 1982. Orange Julius, the letters are filled in with blue. I don't remember that either.
No.
And this America Online free trials all merged.
Yep, that's what got everybody on the internet.
Yep. Things remembered. Merging. That's all I can say about that. There's merging, and the letters are bigger on the sides in some of the logos. This store I do remember. Go ahead, Brian. All right, this one's crazy. This is Camelot Music. They had the hand-drawn signs for We Are the World, and the E and the A are just shapes. And USA and Africa, the A's are also shapes. I don't even know what the A in Africa is, but it's all merged. They literally like hand drew USA and Africa is merged. Yeah, Brian. The Gap, we don't remember. Well, I do remember the. You don't remember the, right, Brian? You just remember Gap? I remember the Gap. But the T and the H is merged. And the T looks like a cross. The line going through city in this Lego set, and the EA in creator is merged. Now here's the crazy part. This creator set has a Volkswagen. And in some images, it's merged. Not merged. It's the way we remember it. And in other images, it's separate the way it is now. So it's both ways. I'm surprised you're not surprised, Brian.
I'm about to pass out, Sandy. I'm trying not to.
Yes, please try not to. This one's strange. I don't know about these companies. So guys, if you do know, if you can explain this to me, please let me know. But apparently this company has two logos and two names, or they're two separate companies that are so close, I don't get it. There's Hendrick and Hendricks, two separate websites. Are they the same company? Why do they have Hendricks and Hendrick if they are? I don't know, but on the next slide, I have the logo with their website. If anyone is familiar with these companies. I think Go-Kart Bob, you would know because you do racing. You watch racing. So please help us out here. Hey, Average Josh, welcome. So here you can see they're two separate websites. I don't understand.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's weird why they have two different names.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to have two different names because that would be confusing.
It's very confusing. All
Yeah.
right. Well, this is just as confusing. This one's bad. Brian, do you want to read to stay awake?
Yeah, I'm gonna start by saying that this is either the strangest Mandela effect of all time, or it's the laziest timeline where journalists could not be bothered to do basic research. This may also have been covered before in the community. If it has, all credit goes to them. But you will
You will
soon
soon see.
see why finding out if anyone covered this was not an easy task. So, from 1969 to 2011, a dictator ruled over Libya. What was his last name? Unfortunately, I only give one hint, which may not help much. Please do not look it up. Blank FI. The spelling does not need to be exact.
So I'm going to say Gaddafi. I want you guys to complete the first part of it, the first letter, Gaddafi. I didn't want to write it because the spelling isn't important. So what's the first letter? Gaddafi. What do you guys remember?
Pushing button says Gaddafi.
So does Noise Guru.
Unfortunately, I don't know this person's name.
Noise Guru also says Gaddafi. General Sorrow says K or Q or G. See, this is the problem. But what do you remember? I know you're saying it has been all three. What do you remember? That's what I want to know.
Yes, and in Sandy's past, the dictator's name was Gaddafi. The spelling could be off, but I'm 100% sure his name began with a K sound and the letter K. I don't think I ever knew his first name
To be honest.
yet, but his name is well messed up to say the least.
Kurt says
So,
Gaddafi. Hard to believe it's a K. I'm just adding
yeah,
people who are
officially,
chiming in.
right. Officially, his name is Gaddafi with Gaddafi, sometimes spelled with a Gathafi. It never began with a G in my past, according to Sandy, but that's just the start of this weirdness. So other sources spell his name with a Q, Gaddafi. No one, and I mean AP News to the Time magazine to the USA government knows how to spell this man's name. Oh yeah, and let's see. Next one. The standard lists 37 official variations of his first and last name spellings. Other sources have variation up to 101 different spellings. This is just insane. How could they not know how a dictator spelled his name? So according to the opinion piece, Gaddafi's own website, his name was multiple ways. Too. My head hurt just researching this.
I'm going to read this really quick because I know it's going to be hard for you to read. So the opinion piece is Gaddafi, or Gaddafi. Al-Gaddafi with a TH is on the official website, as well as Al-Gaddafi with a Q. Al-Gaddafi and Al-Gaddafi. Adding to the multitude of spellings is the increasing ironically named Al-Gaddafi International Prize for Human Rights. Also, the first name. There's Muammar, Moammar, Muammar, Moammar, and many others. Once you settle on how to spell his first and last names, you then have to decide whether you want to add the Arab prefix al before his last name, which can also be spelled el, and then you have to decide whether the prefix should be capitalized. His whole name is a mess. Let's go on, Brian.
Okay, give me 1 second. Sorry, it's. I think it switched tabs on me.
It's okay. C3PO's Golden Calf says 37 is the L number. What's 101?
To make my life easier, I am ignoring the first name altogether. I am also ignoring the spelling of the first name and only focusing on the first letter. Here is how the color slides will be ordered. Red is G, pink is Q, green is K.
So here at the top, we have the green book, his ideological book, and all three names, Gaddafi, Gaddafi, and Gaddafi, are all on the same book.
Jeez. If that's not confusing enough,
Hmm.
here's the way it is now, current reality.
We have the IT crowd episode where Moss tries to say Stephen Gentle, then he's Premel, then he can't remember his own last name
Yeah.
because he made it up.
Oh man, who said that?
Do you remember the IT crowd where is smoking
Yeah.
where he goes on to he says
Right
this
here.
is really it's an abracadabra and he does this whole thing and he said I'm Stephen Gentle and then he's Fennel and then he's Premel and he actually goes on to a news show on accident because he can't remember his own last name so he goes on as somebody else because it's a name he made up.
Really quickly, it's Daffy Gaddafi, like Daffy Duck, and they drew Daffy Duck, and there's no ring around the neck. For those of you that don't remember the ring, there's some residue. Go ahead, Brian. And here's Gaddafi with the K.
Residues, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think? Is this the multiple timelines colliding to make a mess of this guy's name? Residual evidence of a point in time that time travelers tried to alter, or a dictator who purposely changed his name whenever he felt like changing it? Let me know your theories in the comments below.
Because it's a mess. I've
It
only
is.
ever seen his name spelled with a K. I've only ever seen his name. Gaddafi. So this blew my mind.
Yeah. Would somebody else mind reading? Sorry.
Yeah, I'll read. And guys, I'm giving you a warning. If you have a weak stomach when it comes to medical stuff, you may want to look away. Okay? It's not like super gross, it's just super weird gross. Okay? Credit Jose Martinez, Sagar Mandela Effect. This is your final warning. Graphic images incoming. Medical images. Okay. Jose came across a medical condition that he believes could be a Mandela effect. To be fair, it's a rare condition, but it's strange enough that we believe we should have heard of this. Before I ask the question, I want to show you another medical condition that is similar to this, but not the same. This one was previously covered in the Mandela effect community, but you may have missed it, so be prepared. Graphic images now. These are called cutaneous horns. Hardened overgrowth of skin in the shape of a horn that can be benign or malignant. They can also grow all over the body. They can grow anywhere in the body. To be clear, this is not what I will be asking you about tonight. But in case you may think that's what I'm showing you, it's not this. So here's the question. Yes or no? Have you ever heard of a skin condition called periungual fibrokeratoma? I thought it was fibrokeratosis. Anyway, or the related condition called Conan tumor? Yes or no in the chat. Have you ever heard of those things? Conan tumor or periungual fibrokeratoma or fibrokeratosis, because I remember seeing that as well. So, no's in the chat so far and an OMFG.
Push buttons.
I see.
Oh, did Brian step away? He missed it. Okay.
Hey, Analog. Analog says F no.
What was the thing?
What the pictures that we're showing? They're freaking out over.
Oh
the
no,
pictures.
I saw the pictures. I'm just so tired.
Oh no.
Pushing Buttons has heard of it, but doesn't know where they learned of it.
He said, "Do I make you horny, baby?"
Yes, the horn pictures were covered in the community years ago.
Oh,
So,
word.
like cutaneous horns, these are overgrowths of skin cells that are usually benign but can sometimes be malignant. The difference between these and the horns that I showed you before is that these aren't hard like cutaneous horns. They are made up of soft but firm fibrous tissue.
That's disgusting right there.
And they don't hurt at all, apparently. There's no pain.
Is that
to
a
them.
toenail? Is that like an extra toe
That's
growing
a
out of a
thumb.
big toe?
That's someone's thumb.
Oh, it's a thumb.
Hmm.
Oh my word.
That's
Ugh.
so weird.
Extra thumb growing out the side.
That is actually the hallmark of these wake up is that they look like fingers. They can occur all over the body, but are most common on the hands and feet. Conan tumors are most common under and around the nail bed.
No, I'm glad I don't have any of that.
Not a
Ew.
mole. These are deep into the finger structure or the structure of the skin. They have to be excised. It's like a wart where they like grip on. They're fibrous. So it's not just like they have to be removed, surgically removed. The main difference between these two is the number of growths. Fibrokeratosis, see, I did write fibrokeratosis, tends to have 1 or 2 growths in an area, while Conan tumors, warning again, people, major warning, while Conan tumors are usually found in clusters. They can completely destroy the nail plate if not removed. The fact that they look like little fingers breaking through the nail is disturbing to see, and a lot of people can avoid treatment out of embarrassment, which you should never do, because it will destroy your nails. Go see the doctor, people. If this ever happens,
Yeah.
you see the doctor.
Honestly, if you guys have kids and you've ever seen that movie Trolls, these look like the trolls' feet right here.
I can't imagine that they say it's not painful. I don't know how it wouldn't be painful. So here's some different types and presentations of the same thing.
They get taken care of earlier before they get to
Do you
that.
still want to? Do you still want to go to school to be a doctor, Johnny?
I mean, I know it's embarrassing, but I'd rather go before it gets like that. Oh my word, it looks like a double toe.
It looks like a double toe, yes.
How are they walking though? Like, how do they not walk on their toe? Oh my word, that just seems so uncomfortable.
It does.
Some of these look like just giant warts.
Yeah, I mean, I get those ones. They're like giant warts.
That one's pushing the nail completely up.
But it's not that. It's a wart, which I developed after trying on shoes.
Ugh, I can't look that well on these.
It's not on my screen yet. Are these conditions new for you? Do you think these are obscure medical conditions we have never heard of? Or do you believe this could be a new earth condition that affects our bodies in this reality? Let us know in the comments below, and thank you to Jose, Sag Arm Mandela Effect, for sharing his find. All right, it's off the screen, everyone. Now this is going to be, I think this is going to be a divisive one. This is one of those Mandela effects that you are either not going to be affected at all or going to be triggered if you are affected. I am triggered. This is wrong. So let's go on, Brian. This is a 2-part question, everyone. First part. When you think of radios, boom boxes, Walkmen, the clones of Walkmen, etc., it was called what? Fill in the blanks. Blank M radio. Please write what you remember. Blank M / blank M radio.
AM FM radio.
What'd you say, Esther?
Oh, it's an AM FM radio.
AM,
Everybody else seems to remember.
Okay. While they're answering that, let's go on to the next part of the question, Brian. They're all so far. It's all AM FM. Okay.
That's what I remember.
So, second part of the question. And which dial do you remember on top? AM, FM, or it depended on the device? So, say 1, 2, or 3 in the chat. 1 is AM, 2 is FM, 3 it depended on the device. Which line of numbers or dial do you remember on top? Huh?
Came out before FM, didn't it?
I can't hear you, Brian.
Yeah,
You're too far away.
I said AM came out before FM, so it would have been AM on the older radios and maybe on the newer radios FM.
Okay, so you're going to say 3, it depended on the device?
Right.
2,
Okay.
3,
So
3, 1 or 2, 3. But
1 or
basically,
3, 1 or 3. Pushing
I
buttons
would-
is a 2.
I would
General
say for
SARS
me
too.
it was always 1. I don't remember them being. It was always 1. It was like AM, FM. That was the way it was.
I agree with you, Esther, 100%. It was always 1 for me. It didn't depend on the device. AM was always above FM. It was always AM, FM. Always AM, FM. General SARS says FM on later ones. Not the case. We're going to go on. Guys. You guys. I only remember AM, FM. And AM was always on the top for me. Always. But we can go on. This is where it gets a little strange. Check out FM, AM, people. Does anyone ever remember seeing FM, AM? Because I do not ever remember FM, AM. But it's all over the place. It's the most common, actually, is FM, AM. And the majority of devices have FM on the top and half say FM, AM. I have never seen it written or heard it said FM, AM. Is this your reality?
No, it was AM, FM.
Triggered. I'm so upset by this one.
I think
Go
if I
on, it gets weirder.
Yeah,
know
is it?
what that meant. If I seen it in reverse, I would have been like, "What is FM, AM?" Oh, and I would have literally had to like stop and think for a second.
And check out the A from like 1982.
Yeah, is that the one from Back to the Future that he uses to like blow out his dad's eardrums? I don't know.
I don't know.
In Back to the Future,
I have no idea.
He
used an AWA. I knew he used an AWA.
There's so many that I have here. It doesn't matter. So here you could see it says AM, FM, but and the F is cut off, by the way, and there's a dot, which is weird, and the A is cut. But FM is on the top and AM is on the bottom. Now I know some of you remember this, but I do not. Always AM on the top for me. Always FM on the bottom. For me, that's backwards. So still not my reality.
Would you say it's backwards?
I don't ever remember FM being on the top, Brian.
I know what I'm saying is I'm trying to make it funny here with backwards.
Oh, I got you. Now it's hard to hear you. You're all muffled and far away. Now to the
Okay.
weird stuff. Maybe I wasn't rich enough to see these things. Maybe they were only on luxury devices. But what I'm about to show you, I've never seen in my life. So, go ahead, Brian. Does anyone remember MWFM instead of AM? Anyone remember MW?
No.
FM, MW, MWFM. I
What
don't
is
ever
MW?
recall seeing this. I think it stands for medium wavelength. because I'm going to have stuff with like words written out, and I've never seen this stuff on devices before. And these are American devices. It's not like, they're from around like different countries. I don't know. I honestly don't know, General Sorrow. That's a good theory. Maybe it was for weather. I don't know. There's more though. Go ahead, Brian. So check out this old radio. The Craig logo is all messed up and merged. Here you see FM at the top, AM at the bottom, and shortwave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Is that for CB radios? Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think those are more like waves around.
Yeah, let me ask
Because like you can pick up like police.
When you have your car radio turned on, not many people listen to the radio anyways much anymore, but when you turn your radio on, it automatically defaults to FM, and then I think you have to change it again to go to AM. So I don't know. I still think it's depending upon the device.
Well, Damien's flipping out now because he just pulled his Walkman out and the FM's on the top. It's not right. It's wrong.
Oh man.
May 9. So next. There's
FM,
more.
AM. It was always AM, FM. Why would we call them AM, FM radios if it was?
Does anyone remember metal and AM wide? So there's the MW FM stereo cassette player. I've never heard of MW. Anyone ever hear of XIOK kilohertz? XIO kilohertz or X? Maybe that's X10 times 10 kilohertz. AM wide. Anyone? And CRO2 metal. Anyone?
No.
Damien does remember metal and CRO2. Does anyone remember AM wide? I mean,
no.
All of this is new to me.
Oh, that's
I
weird.
mean, we had multiple radio alarm clocks, radios, Walkman, a couple of boom boxes in my household growing up. I've never seen this stuff. Chromium tapes. I've heard of chromium tapes. I don't remember seeing CRO2 on anything, on any of my devices. That doesn't belong there, Brian. Next slide. Oh, Jesus. Brian, next slide. There you go. All right, good.
I'm trying, Sandy. I'm having to pace myself to keep awake, or I will fall asleep on the show. I don't want to do that.
All right, well, here's a Walkman Sports, FM AM on the device, and FM AM on the top. There's a very old radio. It's called the FM AM radio with FM AM on the top. Here it's got AM, FM for the slider options, but FM AM radio is written on the front, and FM is on top of the AM. And then we have the metal Iowa. Here, a very old radio again, FM on the top, but it at least says AM, FM on the bottom. The Coke radio, FM's on the top. FM, AM, log. I don't know what log is on the bottom. Brian's already off that screen. I didn't even get through them all. The next one is also an old radio. It says FM, AM in the bottom corner and FM, AM on the top. Here's another Walkman, FM, AM. Guys, I've never seen FM, AM. This is messing with my head. And AM wide. No. We've got the upside down V for an A with a dot. The T cut off. It's half of a T. I've already talked about the Walkman logo with the dots that I don't remember. Here's another. These are all. I'm telling you, it's everywhere. FM, AM.
Oh man.
I've never seen FM, AM. And then there's also a clock radio I want to ask you about that's coming up. Okay, Brian. Or right here, Brian. Stay. Has anyone ever seen this before? I could have just missed this. That's why I'm asking you. Has anyone ever heard of an AM FM but listed as FM AM desk calendar radio that look like, well, it looks like a pipe something that I can't say
Yeah.
online.
You talking about like a Rolodex? Kind of looks like a Rolodex.
It's a calendar.
Either that or like a not a siren, but a light bar that goes on top of like an old police car, like an ambulance. But yeah, it also looks like the other thing.
Or a
It
soda
does.
can.
Yep. That doesn't look right. It looks like
I
a
just-
specialty clock, not.
I just think this is something I missed. I don't think this is a Mandela, but some people in the chat do remember it. I just think it's something I never saw, but I think it's weird. And I wanted to point out that it says AM FM at the top, and it says FM AM in the description and on the actual radio. All right, go ahead, Brian. So now we have residue of AM FM, which you can go through quicker, but AM FM still exists. It's just that all that other stuff does that I don't remember. And still with the AM FM, we're still seeing FM AM in certain parts of the radio. But for those of you that don't remember or think it was dependent on the device, I'm going to tell you that 90% have FM on top.
You just notice you have FM, AM, and green.
That's not right. Why is that in green? So lots of residue. When we get to the last slide, there's double residue. Right here, Brian. Before I read, can you zoom in on the top right? Guys, this is how I remember the clock. The letters are upright. And it has an IV for the 4.
Yeah, I remember that.
There's the
Yeah.
clock.
Mm-hmm.
So there's an actual clock.
That's how we remember. All clocks were like that.
Yeah.
The ones that were Roman numeral.
Now, on the left, though, you can see even on the box, FM, AM. Like, stop it. Absolutely not. So, are any of these Mandela effects for you? Because they 100% are for me. It's all Mandela for me. Except for, like, the calendar radio and the stuff you guys say. Never FM, AM. I've never seen that. It's ridiculous. I can't.
Me neither. That's a huge one right there.
That's weird.
Again, who found this one?
Brian, I did. If it doesn't say a name, it's me.
Okay, well, I wasn't sure because I wasn't really paying attention at the beginning of that slide deck.
I gotcha.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, that was a great find, Sandy.
Thank you, Brian.
Any of these Mandela effects affect any of you guys very strongly? Please post what you whichever one resonated with you the most in the comments.
Yep. And guys, tomorrow night, I will. If Hero has Shifty Sunday, I will be there. But after dark is canceled tonight. I don't know if you saw my community post or a Facebook post, but Jeff is under the weather, so there will be no After Dark tonight. And we'll just be back next week with After Dark. And again, I forget what I was going to say. That's great. Yeah. So Brian's falling out on us. Brian, do you want to do a shout out to wake yourself up, or do you want to just say goodnight? Can you see the chat? Are your eyes too blurry?
Well, remember, I'm like Cyclops, Sandy. I want to thank everyone for coming. Have a great Mandela Effect night, everyone, and God bless. We'll see you next week. Good night, everyone.
Hey.
Night, guys.